The battlefield was silent, a monument of corpses. He looked for glory, but found only a blade, held by the man he once called brother. His voice cracks as he demands to know why. They had fought side by side, brothers through life and death. Louis answers without emotion. It all began with the calamity. Spatial rifts tore across the world. Monsters poured out. Chaos followed. These rifts came to be known as dungeons. Those who survived contact with them awakened classes. To resist extinction, the class corps was formed. Together, they cleared dungeon after dungeon. They rose. They conquered. They triumphed. But Louis's gaze hardens. The truth is simple. The man before him had become uncontrollable. Powerful class users threatened the Empire's fragile balance, and he, who had surpassed even SSS rank, was the greatest threat of all. Supreme power must belong to the royal family. Only then can the Empire endure. Rage ignites in his eyes. So slaughtering his family and comrades was for stability? Louis does not hesitate. Yes, before he can react, a trap detonates. His armor explodes, tampered with long ago. Poison floods his wounds. After their clash at SSS rank, Louis knew he was weakened, and as a final gesture of respect, an army had been waiting. Darkness closes in. Memories flash. Battles. Laughter. Promises. Then, a condition is met. Mirror world. An SSS rank hidden skill. The power to reverse everything. His life fades. His soul sinks into darkness. Decades pass. The same lake witnesses a different scene. Two boys are drowning another. They tie him to a tree, force his head underwater, punch him when he gasps. They laugh. Cruel. They say it's punishment for pretending. They plan to beat him again once he's pulled out. The tied boy can no longer hold his breath. He doesn't understand why he is always the one suffering. Deep inside, a dormant soul begins to stir. Nearby, a boy with glasses rushes forward. He begs them to stop, warns them the boy will die. One bully sneers. If he's dying, he should heal himself. That's what a chanter is for. The glasses boy is mocked. If the victim dies, it will be his fault. The bespectacled boy panics. He insists they forced him, but his words only anger the bully further. A hand rises to strike him, but suddenly, the lake begins to glow. A blinding light bursts from the water. The bullies freeze in terror. Then they run, screaming about a dungeon appearing, a new dungeon far beyond their abilities. But the boy with glasses stays. He rushes to untie the rope. The lake dries instantly. Monsters crawl from its depths. Focused on freeing the rope, he doesn't see one lunging toward him until the tied boy suddenly grabs him and pulls him away. Extends his hand. Glacial impact. The system responds. Basic heal used on minor demon. Action failed. Target HP full. The boy with glasses panicked, unable to understand why his companion had tried to heal a monster. The creature attacked again, but the boy instinctively raised a shield, blocking the strike at the last second. He opens the status window. Name, Yun, class, chanter. He had cast a healing spell. Realization strikes. This is not his original body. Normally, touching a dungeon binds a person to a random class. Growth begins there. But once, he had stood at the pinnacle. He had used Mirror World and had been trapped ever since, until the dying cry of this boy reached him. This is a second life, not ideal, but usable. Revenge is still possible. Monsters surround them. The boy with glasses can hold off 3. No more. Yun grits his teeth. This body is weak. Even small enemies outclass him. Skill window opens. Basic heal. Restores 1 to 4 HP. Entangling vines. Binds 1 enemy. Low success rate. Class. Chanter. Pure support. Mocked for a reason. Still, his instincts remain. He dodges. If stamina fails, he dies. Only one option. Mirror World. He touches a monster. Activation failed. Insufficient level. He tries again. Fail. Then clarity. Perhaps reflection is required. Weapon. Fail. Cloth. Fail. The glasses boy screams, barrier collapsing. Then, the sky splits. Energy descends. Malformed overlord. Level 10. An elite, one requiring a full level 10 party. The boy with glasses froze in terror. His knees buckled as more bursts of energy rained down. Dozens, hundreds, monsters flood the field. Their roars shook the earth. Yun struggled, forcing his skill to activate, but not even the rocks answered his call. Was the gap between their levels that overwhelming? In desperation, he turned to Chaoju's makeshift barrier and tried to reverse it. System message: failed. Skills cast by others cannot be reversed. But instead of despair, a grin spread across his face. If he couldn't reverse someone else's skill, then he could reverse his own. In desperation, Yun turns Mirror World on his own skill. System message: success. Entangling vines reverses. New skill acquired. Chaotic thorns. The ground erupts. When a monster lunged at Xiao Ji, claws bared. Another beast burst forward instead. A red aura flared around its body. And in a single brutal strike, it tore the attacker apart. Xiao Ji froze. He didn't understand what he was seeing, but the protagonist did. The skill had inverted. Entangling vines was never meant to do this. It could barely restrain a single enemy. Weak, unreliable. But its reversed form, chaotic thorns, was something else entirely. Thorns lashed outward in all directions. Those struck staggered, their eyes clouding over, and then they turned on each other. Claws ripped into flesh, fangs sank into allies. The battlefield collapsed into madness. The monsters weren't fighting them anymore. They were slaughtering themselves. The protagonist smiled. A useless support skill had become a weapon of destruction. And if Mirror World could twist one ability this way, what would it do to the rest?